Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here, and it is so cold today. This morning we went for a walk, and it was the wind chill was 0 degrees, and that's Fahrenheit, and I actually work in Celsius, but it was like really cold this morning, minus 19 Celsius with the wind chill this morning. So it was a little cold. So I'm glad I'm stamping butterfly cards today because it's just a little too cold for my liking. I was like, oh, I wanted to hibernate this morning. I really did, but I knew how to get up and get my card all fixed up on my blog and everything. So I hope it's not as cold where you are this morning, but it is certainly cold here. And so it's nice. We have a new bundle this month. It's March 2021, and we have the can't even speak this morning. Butterfly Brilliance Collection, and that consists of a new bundle with a stamp set and die set and 2 papers. And the butterfly bundle will be in the annual catalog, but the papers will not. So I want to show you those in a moment so you can see them. I really love the butterfly papers because one of them you can use it, the die just like sits on top and you can cut out a bunch of butterflies all at once. So it's kind of cool. All right, I hope you guys are doing well this morning. And it's also Casing Tuesday. And that's the day when we take a card out of the catalog and give it a makeover. So I had a nice little boost this morning or last night when I was designing my card. I had like half an hour to design my card. So that's what Casing Tuesday does. It really helps me have a starting point for a card. And it makes me look at the catalog a little differently. It makes me look at it and think, wow, here are all these samples and I can use them to create new cards. I don't just need to create the card that they show me. I can use that as a blueprint to create other cards. So I hope it will, this challenge, Casing Tuesday, will inspire you. And if you want to join in, it's very simple. There's a link down below in the description of this video that you can click on and join our Casing Tuesday group. And we post all of our samples on the group. So each week we choose a particular card. It's not just like random copying out of the catalog. We're all working on the same card, and that's what kind of builds the community. And it also kind of shows you, okay, this is the card, and look at all the different cards we can make from it. So it kind of gives us a sense of community. Good morning, everyone. I will talk to you all after I finish stamping the card because you know me, I get pretty distracted. And now that I have a few of you on here, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my camera, which I forgot to do. Let me turn on my other camera and get that set up. And then I can switch to my other camera. Let's go over there. Okay, we have butterflies, right? So let's first of all talk about the bundle. This is the Butterfly Brilliance bundle. You can order it today, starting today. Actually, it was starting yesterday. I'm a day behind. But it comes with this stamp set here with all these butterflies. And then you have the dies. And you can order these separately, but remember with bundles, when you purchase them together, you save 10%. So this piece right here is like all one piece, and then these are individual pieces. These are kind of layovers that you can put on top of the butterflies so that that you can create detail for them. And then we have some cute little extra pieces that can create some texture and some interest on your cards. Okay, so that is that. I'm also using the Happy Thoughts stamp set, and this one is just a great greeting stamp set. If you're new to stamping, this would be a good greeting stamp set to get because you've got kind of some of your basic greetings cover, like happy birthday, thank you, congratulations, thinking of you, as well as some really nice greetings, like just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way, just like a really pretty, nice greeting. So definitely this is a great greeting stamp set. I'm also using the Hippo and Friends dies. This matches a cute little set. But what I love about these dies is these label-y pieces. So I hope this carries over into the annual catalog. I'm not sure if it will or not, but I love these little, the dies also have little stitching on them, so that's kind of fun. Okay, one last thing I want to talk about is the paper. This is the Butterfly Bijou paper, and it has 48 sheets in it. It's a 6x6 paper, and there are 8 sheets of each. So there's 6 patterns, and they're double-sided. So let me just spread these out. Let me get them straight on the camera. I don't know why my camera is always a little crooked. Let's straighten these out so you don't go crazy, or I don't go crazy. They're straight to me when I start, but then it kind of goes crazy. So these are one set of patterns, and then if you flip them over, you have a different set. So you get 8 of each of these sheets. So actually probably these are kind of all the neutral patterns right here, kind of, you know, if you don't want butterflies. So this is good for just kind of a general pattern. And then all on the other side we have butterflies. That would have been a better way to showcase everything. So the one sheet I wanted to show you in particular, we have one sheet of this paper. And that particular paper, we have 8 sheets. One of the patterns is like this. And if you take your butterfly, this big connected one, you can lay this on top and run it through your die cutting machine, and then you'll have 6 butterflies that are perfectly die cut out. So I'll probably save this particular sheet, even though it has such a beautiful pattern on the back, just for cutting out pretty butterflies, right? Because that's the easy button, right? So I actually ordered 2 packs of this paper because I liked it so much. This paper will not be carrying over into the annual catalog. So make sure if you are interested in this bundle that you pick up some paper now so that you can continue to use it, because we won't be seeing this beyond this month, I think, is the cutoff for getting the pre-order. Okay, so that brings me to my card, and here is my card today. And I just love it because I think it's fairly easy. And I needed an easy card after last week. There were a lot of 3D projects last week, but this one's just easy, and I think anyone could do this particular card. So I'm going to show you how to make it. All right. So let's bring out the die cutting machine, because I do need to do some die cutting before I do pretty much anything else. So I'm going to roll this through. I kind of always store my cutting plates kind of rolled into here. And we're going to use the base plate. We're going to use this die cutting. This one's number 2. This is for our die cuts. Then I'm going to use a plate number 3. And then let's start off with cutting this. We're gonna do this big butterfly, and I want to do that one in Bermuda Bay, but you can choose whatever color. Last night what I did was I looked at butterfly images online, and this butterfly is a swallowtail, and there's a bunch of different swallowtail butterflies, but I wanted to cut there is a blue swallowtail butterfly. It's not called blue swallowtail. It's called something else. But this morning I can't remember the name of it. But it has that kind of blue, that blue-green color. So I thought that would be a good background color. So I'm just going to make sure that's lined up. And then I'm going to run this through. And I'm going to stand up to do this. It's far easier to die cut standing up. All right. So here is the background of my butterfly. I'll set that aside. And then we've got shrapnel, and we'll move that off. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to cut my matching piece for up top here. And so I'm going to be using this one because this is the swallowtail one. Bring this back through. And then I have a piece of basic black here. And I already cut one butterfly out here, but there's going to be another one that fits. Oh, and just a little tip. Wax paper. I love wax paper for so many things, especially in the kitchen, but I also have a roll in my craft room. So I just ball it up and I just run it over my die because there's a lot of little pieces in there. And that just helps kind of release the pieces. So I'm just going to do this and get my second piece over top. Now, since this is a detailed die, I'm going to run it through. Okay, it's come all the way through, and I'm going to come back the opposite direction. It just gives it like one more chance to really cut all the way through. And then we'll pull this out. And then we can throw away this piece. And then all these little pieces, just kind of manipulating them a little bit. This just helps most of the pieces come out. Also, I like to flick the die, or the die cut piece. And I think I got all of the pieces out just by doing that. So that was pretty cool. That most of them all came out just by manipulating it and doing that. But now I have a lot of shrapnel. And what I do, okay, okay, these are all dumping all over the place. Let me grab my little hotel key. So what I sometimes have these, I forget to return these to the hotel. They usually have a little drop-off box, but I use like any little card, plastic card, and then I just use that to scrape the pieces into my garbage. And it's off to the side, so you can't see this, but I'm going to just scrape it off. So that's a really quick method to get them off, especially if any of them get stuck into your plates. It's like really a quick way to do that. Okay, so just save one of your hotel keys. And then I'm going to take a piece of basic white, just the regular thickness, not the thick one. And I'm going to cut this label right here. And just center that on your piece. You could also, this one has a lot of stitching on it. You could also rub this with a little wax paper if you wanted to. Usually it releases fairly well, but that wax paper is just really good. And then we'll run this through as well. Okay. And then we have a label-y piece for stamping our greeting on. Let me move this off to the side. All right, so now we are ready to do some assembly and some stamping. So we've got our two pieces, and I'm going to use the Happy Birthday stamp. And I'm going to use the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I did a little trimming around my happy birthday just so I could kind of see more closely where I'm stamping. I'm going to ink this up. And I think this will go either way. And I'm just using the top to kind of line everything up. And just stamping down happy birthday with black ink. And then I'm going to take these two pieces and layer them together. So on this piece right here, there's some thicker black sections. I'm not going to worry about the little intricate pieces, but I'm going to take the Tombow and hit everywhere that there's kind of a thick section to kind of help glue things down. So it's good to kind of get the tips down at the bottom. And the antenna, even though they're really skinny, I just want to try and get just a little bit of glue on there, just so I can stick them down. Okay, so then I'm going to flip this. And for this butterfly, in the past, we've had some that line up over top exactly. This one has just a little tiny bit of, I'll lift this up, just a tiny bit of the cardstock that will peek out under around the sides. Okay, so that's actually kind of an artistic look, which I like. And I'm just kind of shifting this so it matches up better. Pull this down. You have just a few seconds with the glue to get it kind of placed. And you can see how beautiful and pretty that is. A lot of texture on there because of the die cuts. Okay, so we've got our kind of our main pieces, and then this is a piece of basic white thick. It is 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches and scored in half at the 5 1/2 inch mark. You can use a bone folder to burnish that fold. And then I chose this paper. It's lovely on both sides. I think if I were gonna use this side, I would choose a different color butterfly. Now this one really does pop. I mean, it looks beautiful. I could definitely do that, but for some reason I would probably want to choose maybe like a pink butterfly or a yellow butterfly on here. It looks good, but I think this one has a little bit of the Bermuda Bay color in there. So when you bring this in, it just kind of makes a little bit more sense. So this piece measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I'm just going to put a tiny bead of glue on here. And then this centers on here. And I'm kind of following the pattern of the original card that we are copying or casing. And but not exactly, because I'm only having one layer. Actually, I didn't show you the original card. I need to do that. I'll show you the original card in just a moment. The original card was from that snail collection. So I'm going to adhere this. This is about 1/2 inch from the left side and about 1 inch from the top, because I want to have some room for this butterfly to come on here. So for this, I'm going to use some black dimensionals to pop this up, and I need probably about 5 dimensionals to add to the back. They're just, these ones are black. We have white ones too, but I chose the black today since I'm using a darker cardstock. Okay, remove the little backings. And then I'm just gonna kind of tilt this just a little bit like that. And then if I can find somewhere under my pile of stuff. Luckily you can't see the side where I've got all of my junk piled off to the side, so it's not too distracting. And then I'm going to grab a couple of these opal rounds. These are from the Jan to June mini catalog. So I'll just add these. They're nice and sparkly because opal rounds, right? But they don't overtake the card because I want the focus of my card to be the butterfly. And the opal rounds are just kind of like little sparkly dewdrops, right? So they're just pretty, but they don't overtake the card. So that is my card. Isn't that pretty easy? Like a fast-ish sort of card. Faster than I normally do on a Tuesday, right? So there are the cards that I made. They're both the same and pretty. And what do you think? You know, all of the paper in here is really lovely. So, you know, you could choose to do, like if I use this paper, maybe I would do a yellow butterfly. Look at this one. It's so pretty, right? Just really gorgeous, fun butterfly papers. And then on the backs, we've got all those nice little patterns. So fun because it's so cold here today. And, you know, I just want to be warm and I just want it to be spring already, right? Okay, I'm coming back. And I promised you that I would pull up the card that I forgot to show you. So let me show you what the original card looked like. Let me grab the card for today. This is $2.93. So there is the card that we had today. I love this card, but I don't have time to weave all of those little scraps. It would be cool if I did, but I don't have time. So Amy, who does our sketches, she was trying to create this sketch, and I told her just to leave that background sketch as a square. So let me show you what our sketch looks like, because we kind of simplified it, because otherwise you might go a little crazy. You might have time, if you want, weave all those pieces. That would be fine. But so basically a 2 3/8 inch square, and I'm gonna grab my ruler and measure. So my big square with that die cut was about 3-ish by 3-ish inches. So I eliminated that middle square, the 2 3/8 inch square. I just didn't have room for it on my card. So you can make decisions like that. I kept the layer, the 4 5 1/4 layer. I kept that, but I just eliminated one of the layers. And that's definitely something that you can do. It just kind of depends on what your mood is at the time, right? So let me hide these. And so when you're doing the challenge, you can use the sketch as a guide, and you can change the dimensions up a little bit, and then just kind of make it your own. So that woven layer is so pretty, and if you have time, definitely go for it, experiment with it. I had like half an hour to design my card last night. It was a busy day, and I know many of you have busy lives too, right? That's what Casing Tuesday is for. It is for those busy days where you need a starting point. You need to say you need to make a sympathy card, say you need to make a get well card. Go to the catalog and look at the different cards that are in there, and then use them as a blueprint for your card so that you're not overwhelmed that you're starting from scratch. You have like a blueprint, and that's what Casing Tuesday helps you do. It helps you kind of think like, okay, I need a starting point and let's move forward. But you have to practice this. If you don't practice like designing cards and building cards, then of course it's not easy when you really need one. All right, I'm going to chat with you for a bit. Good morning. Good morning, Dee. DS says it windy in Boston today. Yes, it's very windy, and it howled all night long. It was really windy, and we have some big trees in our backyard, and every time that happens I always kind of like cringe. I'm like, oh, none of you big trees are gonna fall on the house. But we were fine, and there weren't too many things done. I think we've had some big winds so far this winter, so winter has already done some pruning for us. So thankfully we didn't have a power outage, and thankfully we didn't have any issues. Good morning, Beverly. And Beverly has wind as well in Quebec. Yes. Good morning, Mirjam from sunny Germany. Yay! I'm glad you have sunshine. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, Karen. Oh, and Teresa's from Brazil. That's so cool. The art of card making transcends all the different countries, so that's really neat. Good morning, Amy from Washington. Dee likes the card. She likes the patchwork, the woven too, but yes, it would be really time consuming to do that. Dee says, sorry, these papers are not going to hold over. They are beautiful. Yes, they are. And I'm sad that they're not going to hold over. But see, what's going to happen is that we are going to get really busy. We're going to have a new annual catalog with a lot of new papers in it. And then we're going to have a holiday catalog with all, I know it's hard to think about the holidays and we're only in March, but it's true. We will have a holiday catalog. And so these papers might not even get the airtime they need if they were in the catalog. So it's better to get them now. If you love the butterflies, get a couple packs of the paper because it's just really pretty. I can see it being used like for showers and for Easter. It would make like a really pretty packaging and everything. So, well, it was so nice to be here this morning. If you want any of the supplies I talked about today, you can order directly from me. I have a link over to my blog, and there is a supply list down below. And I always reward my customers with a free tutorial. If you place a minimum $15 order, you'll get one of my free tutorials. And then this month, for every $50 you spend using the host code, and I have the host code linked down below, you will get a pack of my 6x6 retired paper. I have all different patterns, and I've packaged them up in little cellophane bags. And so I will ship those out in April. So I had someone place a $150 order yesterday, and she's going to get 3 packs of my retired 6x6 paper. It's actually paper. I've cut it into 6x6 pieces. So you're not going to get anything smaller than 6x6, but I've taken some of it was 6x6 paper, but the majority of it actually was 12x12 paper that was cut down to 6x6 and packaged up into 6x6 packets. So it's kind of fun. I really love 6x6 paper because it's easier to cut into it, right? You don't feel quite as like, ooh, I can't cut into that. So it's nice to have that paper. And also I have a lot of 6x6 projects on my blog that you can look up if you want to know what to do with your 6x6 paper. And on Friday, I will be live on YouTube, and I will be doing, I'm not sure if I'll be doing a 3D project or a fancy full card yet. I haven't decided yet, but I will be live at 10 a.m. on Friday on my YouTube channel. Definitely you can subscribe to that. If you're over on my blog, if you go all the way down to the bottom of my blog post, you will see a link to my YouTube channel there. Alright guys, I hope you have a great day, and I hope the weather is nice where you are, and I hope spring arrives soon so that you can see butterflies for real. Alright, take care guys. Bye bye.